In today's video, we're going to be talking about how you can solve your money problems when it comes to having debt. My name is Brittany, and here on The Broke Budget, I like to talk about how to get out of debt and how to stop living paycheck to paycheck. So if that interests you, be sure to hit subscribe. Very few people actually see debt as a good thing, and the few that do think that they're working the system by being able to get points and by cheating the system. But really, if we look at credit card companies and the majority of us who have debt, even if we say, yeah, we're paying it off every month on time, we're not incurring interest, most of the time that is actually a lie. So debt is not a good thing. And not only that, but it is no secret that debt causes a debt cycle. You get into debt because you can't afford something, and so you're like, oh, I'll pay it off on my next paycheck. Your next paycheck, there's just not enough money to pay it off, or if you do pay it off, then you have to go into debt again because, well, there's still not enough money to pay for that thing that I bought a couple months ago. And so it becomes a circle, and you just keep going into debt and then try to pay it off, and keep going into debt and try to pay it off. And a lot of times people can't even pay it off in one paycheck, even though they say they are. But that doesn't just go for credit card debt. That can be any kind of debt. That could be car debt, for instance. You get into debt to buy a car because you can't afford the vehicle, and then before you know it, the car breaks down, and either you're still in debt and so you still have that loan, and then you have to go buy another car, so you get in another loan, and that cycle continues. Or even if you do pay off the vehicle, then when you do need another vehicle, you do the same thing again, so you just are circling around. And it's an awful cycle that many of us just don't know how to break free from. I broke free from these cycles that I was stuck in for years. And the way I broke free was actually partially because I made a budget. And I know budget is a really scary word, but it really is not. And you can check out some of my other videos where I talk about budgeting and how to do it. And honestly, I started enjoying it once I finally got into it after a few months. Outside of budgeting, you'll be able to find other ways to fund your lifestyle. And mind you, that a lifestyle may have to decrease if you are stuck in that spending pattern where you're overspending over what your actual paycheck is. If you've been enjoying this video so far, be sure to hit the like button. Not having enough money left over at the end of the month is one of the common problems when it comes to having debt, especially if you have a lot of debt or debt in a lot of different places. You have your car loan, you have your student loans, you have your credit cards, you have personal loans, and the list could just go on. So if you have all those different things and you list them out, and all the minimum payments just to get by in the month makes it so that you're just scraping by with your groceries, and you're having a hard time going from one paycheck to the next paycheck, and this is a big problem in our society today. We have to find a way to get out of debt. So in order to solve this problem, this would not only mean budgeting, but this would mean cutting expenses. This would mean saying, okay, you know what, for a few months I'm going to stop having a Netflix subscription. This means for a few months I'm going to stop going out to get my coffee. Those are small things, but they do add up if you're stuck in that cycle where you have no money left over at all at the end of the month. And you can do this in much bigger areas too, like your grocery spending versus your restaurants. If you can cut out restaurants either completely or minimize them down to like maybe once a month. But I get it when it comes down to you've cut everything in your budget and you still don't have leftover money. That means you probably have an income problem. So the way you would solve that is you would go out and get a second job. You would work overtime at your current job, or you would have to upgrade your job basically and upgrade your career. Find a career path, either the one that you're already on preferably, but if that has no advancement, you might have to go out and reconsider your career. And mind you, there are plenty of careers out there that pay higher that do not require an extra degree. There's certifications out there, or there's just on-the-job training that you can get to get your paycheck higher. And I won't talk too much about that in this video, but if you are interested in hearing more about those kind of opportunities, leave me a comment down below, let me know, and I'll be sure to make a video on that soon. No one said that it's going to be easy to get out of debt, and a lot of us wander into debt. We don't do it on purpose. Obviously, like I said, most people do not believe that debt is a good thing. So because we just kind of wandered in, we can't really wander out though. The best option is to pay off all of your debt and focus on paying off your debt and then building an emergency fund after that so that you don't have these money problems. And so when you do want to go buy something nice, you have the money left over within your paycheck to do so. Or if you want to buy something that's bigger, you have the opportunity to save up for that item and buy it a few months down the road. And so you still can live the lifestyle that you really want, but you can do it with a whole lot more freedom and a whole lot less stress when debt is not in the picture. So I really encourage you to focus on being debt-free. I am still working on my debt. I am $5,000 away from being debt-free except for my home. And so it will be a fantastic day when it is paid off, and I can guarantee you that you and me, we will both feel totally relieved when the debt is just gone. And so I wish you luck. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to hit like on it and subscribe for more content, but I will see you in the next video. Gain mileage for planes, is that right? I don't know.